Hey artists, welcome to this channel where we talk about celebrities that turn into reptilians and conspiracy theories. I wish! That would be awesome. Maybe someday, I don't know. Anyways, for now we're fixated on art. That is what this channel is about, all things art. My name's Jane. I hope that you are having a wonderful day and I hope you're staying safe during this time. Now, last week I brought you days 1 through 7 of the 30 faces, 30 days. I almost goofed. Okay. 30 faces, 30 days. You'd think I would know that by now because I've been doing it for 15 days straight. However, my brain is a little fried, so please forgive me. So it is brought to you by the Sktchy app, even though this is not sponsored at all whatsoever and I paid for the class, okay? So what it is that several instructors guide us through several different lessons over the course of 30 days. So each day is a different lesson and they rotate the instructors. So I've been doing this every week. I will continue to do this until the end of April. Each week I will report all of the lessons that I learned and all the portraits that I did in the past week. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into it. So let's begin with day 8, which is a vertical hatching and identifying drawing shapes. Now, this is something that I've kind of had to train my eye to do because I personally am kind of the artist that likes to look at all the details. So this is the result, which I'll do an overlay of it, and I was actually really happy about this. The instructor does not use a preliminary sketch, and I am sorry, but I gotta have a preliminary sketch. I've tried without it, and eventually I know I'll get there if I want to, but I kind of had to sketch out his face a little bit first with the Andrew Loomis method. So with that being said, it was a lot of fun. It was interesting because I guess, you know, I'm not used to doing just one way of hatching. I'm used to cross hatching and doing multiple hatching to create form and shape, to create the rendering of a portrait. So this was fun. This was interesting. And I really liked the results on the glasses as well. And it was a nice dramatic shadow going on there between the sunglasses and the one side of the face and the beard and everything. So it was a fun experience. I really enjoyed this one. Day 9, this was not something that I typically do, but like I've said before, I believe that even the ones that I'm not comfortable with, I feel are beneficial to the artist and myself included in that. So this was of a wonderful, beautiful lady, and we basically were trying to do her justice with all the love that she had in her eyes, as the instructor said. And so we decided to use colored pencil. What I personally did was I used a little bit of watercolor pencil and watercolor and then went back over it with some more hatching in the watercolor. And, you know, it's not my favorite as far as my results go, but like I explained in the last video from week 1, I think it's really important to be able to sit back and kind of let go of the end result, to be able to let myself just have a few of them that I'm not entirely comfortable with and I'm not entirely satisfied with. It's okay to do that. It's okay to be uncomfortable, and you kind of have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable with this course. So it was a lot of fun. I loved how colorful it was though. Ooh, this is a wonderful one. I actually really liked this. It was about timing our sketches in these 1-minute intervals where we do the same sketch basically 4 times, and then we do it for about a minute, and then we do it for 2 minutes, and then I think the final one's like 5 minutes. But I also saw people who fully rendered this portrait because this is a fantastic portrait. The photo reference was fantastic, and the gentleman reminded me a little bit of Vincent van Gogh with his mustache and everything. So I had a lot of fun with these 1-minute sketches, and I think it's a fantastic process. I felt like I loosened up. I really enjoyed the fact that I felt like I was loosened up and I was ready to take on my day and do the next project. I liked how every time that I looked at this picture and did another minute sketch, I was able to find more details and see something that I didn't see before, and just kind of get loosened up. And it's almost like that exercise at the beginning of a workout. So you gotta stretch your creative muscles, I guess. Day 11. I'm really proud of my results for day 11, and the lesson was how to paint with graphite using a sandpaper block, like a little, you could either use a piece of sandpaper or you get one of those little artist things. I can't think of the name right now, but it's like a little sandpaper block. and you use your graphite and you sharpen your graphite pencil on that sandpaper block, and then use a paintbrush to paint on the tones and paint in the shadows, and then use I used a white charcoal pencil to render the highlights. It was a wonderful, beautiful photo reference from this model, and even though I didn't get the likeness down to 100%, it was okay. I had a lot of fun rendering this, and I almost wish that I would have had a time lapse of it, but I actually did it over at my boyfriend's house in probably about the span of 3 hours. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. I like the idea of using tone paper, and it's been a long time since I've used tone paper. And by the way, this is the Strathmore toned tan paper that I used it on. Ooh, day 12. Day 12 was fun. This was one that I got obsessed with, and it was this beautiful redhead lady. I cannot, Sophie McPike. Okay, she's an artist and illustrator on Instagram as well. And you know, like I said again, I didn't capture the likeness 100%, but it was enough for me to be happy with it. I actually had to kind of step away from it and say, okay, I'm done. And it took me about 2.5 hours. But the idea behind it was to follow through with your sketch until the end. Don't give up on it, just to, you know, keep working with it until you find a place of satisfaction or you are happy with it and finished. So I will provide an overlay with this one, but I really I knew that I wasn't getting the angle quite right on her head, and some of the features are a little off as far as like the size of her mouth, and her eyes are a little bit more larger than what she actually has in her portrait. But you know, ultimately I'm happy with it. I was really happy that I was able to incorporate sort of some ultramarine blue in her face. It looked like it was actually in sort of an indirect light, so it was a really neat photo. I went full blown with some watercolor, and I had a little bit of colored pencil on her eyes. I also used a little bit of gouache for the whites of the eyes. It was a lot of fun doing this one, even though I kind of fell down the rabbit hole and got obsessed with it. I was happy with it. Okay, so day 13 was a one-way hatching portrait. Now this, I had challenges with this portrait, especially because the photographer was taking it from kind of above and she had her head tilted to one side. It was a really rather challenging kind of angle. And I know that some other people had some challenges with it too within the community. But the idea behind it was to use, you could use probably other mediums, but I chose graphite just like the instructor did, and it was a one-way hatching to create the shadows. And honestly, my result, I'm okay with it. My results, my portrait personally reminded me of was one, the video for Aha's take on me, and two, maybe one of those old 90s printers, like if you know what I'm talking about. It was kind of, I don't want to say irritating, but it was a challenge in a good way, but also a challenge in a frustrating way for me, because I just wanted to go in and start cross-hatching naturally as I do, but it really kind of enabled you to kind of see things from a different perspective in terms of making shadows in ways that you never did before, and with just staying in a particular slant or however you chose to, you know, use your angle of hatching. So not my favorite, but will I use it in the future? I might. I kind of, you know, it was different. It might lend itself to some interesting results for some portraits. So finally, day 14 was probably one of my favorites between this day and day 11, which was the toned paper portrait that I've shown you. This particular sketch, what a wonderful photo to work from. What an atmospheric photo it was. And I believe what really added to that atmosphere while I was, you know, sketching and painting all this out was I was listening to creepy paranormal stories through my headphones. I used an Elegant Writer calligraphy pen and a paintbrush with water. And what happens with that particular calligraphy pen is that it breaks up the colors within the ink, and it has a lot of mahogany and turquoise in it. And so instead of this like full-on black on white, you have these interesting tones that get kind of dispersed while you add more water to it and add more tone to it. So it lended itself to this beautiful kind of wonderful combination of color, deep color, and this interesting photo that I was working from. I'm really happy with the results. I really am. I do have some close-ups of it on my Instagram, and I'll go ahead and overlay them here too as well. But oh my goodness, like how much fun is that? That's such a cool photo. I can't get over that reference photo. It's such a cool photo. I feel like sometimes you do good and then sometimes you done good, you know? You feel real confident about, I am confident about this one. So yeah, the reason why I'm very confident about that one and the end result was I felt like it was channeled almost between the paranormal stories I was listening to on my headphones and the atmosphere of that photo. If you would like to join 30 Faces 30 Days, I would love to see you on the Sktchy app, and it's a free app to download, and you don't have to necessarily buy the classes or anything like that, but you can be part of the community and post your work and connect with other artists and meet the instructors of some of the classes, and they have sales on their classes. Again, I'm not affiliated other than I'm a part of the community and I bought the class. Yeah, it's been fun. This week has been really, it's been very involved, but so much fun all along the way. And I feel like I'm seeing things differently, enriching myself more as an artist. And right now is the time to do it, like I've said for the past several videos. So thank you for joining me today. I hope that you have enjoyed this video and you found it interesting and that it would kind of strike your interest in maybe joining a class of your own during this time. And if not, then just enjoy the video and all the reflections that I have on these classes. And I'm also on all the socials that you can possibly imagine, the main ones at least. Go ahead and follow me there. I'll see you on week 3 next week, and I will see you later. Okay, guys, stay inspired, keep creating, and just have a wonderful day. See you later! All right, guys, it's time for me to go eat some gumbo. And yes, these are my real glasses. They're not just a fashion statement. I really like them, actually. And I will continue. Like, gives us that. I can't talk. Oh my God. It reminded me of the video for, oh, I want to run out of, I'm going to have to start over. So, what was I saying? It's like I'm glitching out. Like, if I was a celebrity, you'd be like, oh, she's glitching out. She's part of the MK Ultra. She's glitching out, oh no! No, I actually think there's really something to that. And these days and lessons and I can't talk and blah, 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 blah. Portrait was, I feel like, okay. 13, I'm getting a call. I don't know who you were. Okay. You can't even, okay, can you see that? Oh, okay. Okay. Hi. So that's going to continue to do, I'm going to continue to do just that. Can't talk. I think I just like spent all of my talking coins or something in a video game, and now I'm just kind of like, I post several times a week, sometimes once, sometimes twice. That's not several. Okay. Back to okay. I like this shirt so much, even though it doesn't fit me anymore. It's My Chemical Romance. It's a 2008 tour shirt. So it's so worn out that you can't even see hardly any of the tour dates listed. It's really a nice shirt to just be able to kind of bum around in and, you know, sleep in, and it's an all-purpose shirt. So it's a shirt for all occasions. See you later. See you later.